flagships.
Oj, tak będziemy na wizji.
Back, why don't you tell us a bit about that?
Well, I'm going to apologize right up front to switch leaders because there will be yelling coming from me. 2 flagships, 2 shiny flagships, a flagship Rattlesnake for Triumvirate that we saw earlier, and a flagship Armageddon for Gorgon Empire. So what we have from Triumvirate is a double Rattlesnake comp, just like was predicted. 2 Eos, Carries, Worm, triple Mollusk, Merlin, and 2 Frigate Lodges in Bantams. So Triumvirate may be learning something from Shadow Cartel, and hopefully they do it right. Gorgon Empire, in the meantime, has Dami, Armageddon, Eos, Oneros, triple Heretic, triple Merlin, and Punisher. Those Mollusks are going to have a really tough time against 3 Merlins, 3 Heretics, and a Punisher. We'll see how long they last, and perhaps, just perhaps, they will break through these Bantams with that. So, I believe the match
No nie no, Armageddon i Eos
there's
z
a countdown
to
awarded, so
możesz
it's going to be just a
powyżej
second. So let's
2000
talk about these
depsanych
setups. What are you expecting to see here, Pathi?
A ile mają dumpów,
Firstly, I want to know what the Dominix is about. We've seen it kind of not appear as it did last year in the winners bracket. We saw a bit in the losers bracket last weekend. You know, sentries are still kind of good, but the overall low DPS and the point increase has made it very, very difficult to run. We do have a match starting in...
No, they actually boarded the countdown, so we have a time to talk about what we see.
Teraz oni mają przynajmniej 4, Warm na pewno też może mieć jednego. I Merlin.
Nie potrzeba, jak masz 3 Maulusy, Keresa i Merlina. Po co?
No ale co, no, oni są na dampie, tak? Czyli nie chcą wchodzić na close, czyli Worm też ma na pewno dampa. No ale wiecie, Heretiki i Merliny też mają od cholery dampów.
Teraz się pojawił.
O, w Maslusie jest teraz. A Gaunt, kurczę, Keres, nie?
Awans, no.
Boom, headshot.
Yeah, I think it's interesting the Dami choice as well. I'm guessing it's
Super.
power alongside Armageddon, maybe not as large of a ball of nudings, but
Słyszeliście, jak powiedziałem boom headshot?
fit in the high slots that are
Tak.
visible. So, some sort of utility high slot
Tremota trafiał w ogóle.
The Eos and Ishtar, again, drone DPS.
Podobno taki cienki.
The support war is going to be
Jeszcze raz kto?
Tremota. Taki szczupły, że może go nie trafią.
Ale ma dużą kitę.
Wam też Twitch nie działa?
Działa.
Ale widzicie bitwę?
Tak.
A jeszcze się nie biją? Czy już biją się?
Jeszcze nie. Też czekają, tak jak u nas to było.
A komentatorzy już komentują bitwa, kurwa. Ekran jest na 10 minut i kamera na Armagedona?
Bo jeszcze się nie zaczęło. No.
Czekaj, trzeba im napisać, że już Krant nagrywa.
A, Krant nagrywa. Pozdrowienia dla Ganta.
Pozdrawiam. A to umieszczam jako Polish dubbing, nie?
A, okej. Moim zdaniem oni teraz czekają, aż ktoś się ruszy, żeby mu dać karę.
Czyli
Gant się ruszy jako pierwszy. Chciałem się
Ja już nie mogę wytrzymać na tym naszym meczu.
możecie
Dlatego
powiedzieć, że
przegraliśmy, bo ja byłem taki zdenerwowany już tym czekaniem.
jakie mamy 2 setupy, 2... jak one się nazywały? Gejowskie?
Pedalskie.
Pedalskie.
No nie, no ten Gorgonów nie jest aż taki. Straszny.
Okej.
The Gorgon Empire team actually came in at about 30, 40 kilometers there. Looks like the 50 kilometer. Oh, here we go. Match is underway.
O, ktoś
Try
zaczyna.
was max range. Try looks like they're pulling back a little bit here, getting a little bit of range. Drones
Dawaj.
are out on the field. Damage right on Mollusk.
Gaunt dampiony.
Merliny szybciej blokują, jeżeli Maulusy, to jest dziwne. Mają więcej skanresa.
Absolutely the case. We have Warrior 2s, Valk 2s, and Geckos crossing the field, about to arrive on the Gorgon Empire team, however. So we'll see what Triumvirate's done eventually. The Heretic already stripped through shields.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of those heretics, trying to save
Milion lat? Nie wydaje mi się.
Most importantly, their Logi frigates from dying. That Heretic's taking a lot of damage, bleeding into structure already. The reps are on it, but they're split on the other Heretic as well. Going to structure, and the first...
No ale Gorgony wygrały. No nie dobra.
No, wygrały właśnie.
He will go down shortly. I think they're not going to be keeping him forever. But in the meantime, there's a Mollusk about to go down into structure. So maybe they do get that trade. You know, this is something we talked about earlier when we were at the desk. Is spending a lot of time with your main damage focused on a support ship can cost you.
Tymczasem Masło spada.
Can they switch the reps in time? Reps
on
the
Nice
target switching from the Tri team. Looks like Gorgon are still focusing down that Mollusk. It is not breaking. They need to change their choice. Looks like they're TPing at one of the Bantams of Starfleet Commander. He is going to be next on the DPS race, but that Mollusk going into the slightest overall structure.
there he goes. All right, so again, the support war happening early here. Heretic, another one, he raced off the field. And the third one, we'll see if he keeps up, but at this point, Triumvirate are protecting those dams.
O ja pierdolę.
Co tu się dzieje?
O kurwa, ale szkoda.
Chciałem streama, no kurwa.
Ceron nie żyje.
No, mam 8-10, nie wiem jakby.
8-20.
8-20.
O kurwa. Będę wam spoilerował.
Nie.
Mam 8
Ale Mephistopheles zginął.
Ale fokusują po najtrudniejszych shipach heretyki.
Czemu mają największą sygnaturę? I najmniejszy tank.
Panować.
A, no tak.
They are kind of pulled up together with the red team, try team a little bit more spread out. With
the flagship getting right out front. That sphere of no cap we talked about is right up there in the front. And it looks like I
Możesz tak.
are heading towards again. Let's see how it tanks.
Neuty na
It is the
Armagedonie.
flagship, so it can possibly
Kurczysy.
No to odświeżcie kurwa.
Kontrola.
No
Nie
nie
wiem,
wiem,
jakieś reklamy.
No, reklamy się
Kontrola
kończą.
się nie
Bo to Neuty liczę.
No tak, tak.
O, Punisher spadnie.
O, to jest ich ten. Będzie ładny. Armagedon.
Armagedon paruje.
So that will be a choice that they have made. They are informed of that in local. They know which one it is. Meanwhile, that Armageddon flagship.
No tak, ale Trima powyżej 3000 depsa.
It's going down into the very bottom of armor now. It's in the red bar. Looks like DPS just isn't being applied to the
No, Gorgony teraz
Gorgon is losing
nie
so
depesują
much
nic.
and they're losing their Armageddon.
Ratla depresja.
You know, it's something that Fozzie had talked about earlier. These make
Wytrzyma
switch-
ten
ale
Armageddon.
widzisz,
They
a
don't
tak
have a tech to resist profile. They are attack one
Pewnie
battle.
Rakli się
But
zestresował.
that, given that you can't fit resist mods that are off
Nie odsysa
the
nawet
faction
nic
on
już.
them, they have
No bo
trouble
spierdalał.
He's pulling back.
On zjebał.
Looks like they may have run out of overheat. Some drones might have been smart. Well, looks like it has rep drones on the Armageddon. That might be what helping.
Zaraz
to
Heretic.
Gorgon Empire. The screen, it's on fire.
Gorgon Empire are testing the tank now on this EOS. They've swapped to it. Reps have landed on it now, but they're kind of probing around to see if they can get past these logistics. And they are breaking that EOS. He's going to go into armor very, very shortly. If that happens, he is a shield tank, so he will go down quickly. Meanwhile, that Armageddon is about to drop into structure, so he is at very low armor. This is really a DPS race. We just had a heretic raced off the field, but it really is going to come down to can they
No,
get through
spadł
this
3
EOS now in
heretyki już
armor,
po
or is the
Zale.
Armageddon going to break
Yeah,
first?
trading a Flaggeddon for one of the two EOSs is not going to be a great trade. They've already lost 3 heretics against
EOS po
just
piździe
Remorse.
dostaje.
Another kind of big core trade for them is going to be very
Tamten Geddon
both
wyciągnął.
ships now seem to be holding. Again, maybe they can't overheat anymore. Both sides are holding pretty well. We've got newts now going onto the one command ship of Gorgon Empire. They might be trying to newt off the links. possibly,
Eros
try and
chyba na
break that.
płycie.
Resist tank helping the logic,
Patrz, wyciąga go,
helping the
kurwa.
Geddon's tank. We'll have to see whether or not that
Znowu już wygra.
Ale support nie spadał w tym czasie.
Armor. He's bleeding armor damage, but he's pulled back. Meanwhile, the Armageddon's almost at full armor now. They've switched damage on a Faffy Waffy's EOS, it looks like. This really, they're testing each other. They're trying to test each other's logistics, and meanwhile, Triumvirate are out on head. So if Gorgon Empire don't break through here, then they will lose this match.
Ale te molusy nie są w ogóle dumpowane i...
Ale zrozum to, mało im zostało.
Same mają dumpa.
Czemu one nie dumpują?
Back onto the EOS, so the worm will probably drop here. Reps are off the EOS. Can they land quickly enough on the worm? It doesn't.
No, spadnie Eos.
Nope, he's erased. It looks like to me that the worm might have gotten out of range of those frigate logistics. I'm not sure.
Spadł?
All of a sudden, the
Worm
rest just
spadł.
At the
dropped.
same time, that EOS bleeding
EOS
into
zdycha.
structure.
Oh, Faffy Waffy
Needs
is
reps.
in
EOS
trouble.
Gorgonów też
landing on
zdycha.
it. Looks like the EOS
Fluffy.
is damped. Probably
Zdech.
can't lock it, and there we go.
And
Lose EOS. That's a big chunk of the Gorgon
Triumvirate
DPS
now
gone.
with the
Oh,
Nose
tak.
really
Mogą
well
się
in
pompować
front. And
już na luzie.
Rattlesnake, God's Cold Blood is taking quite a bit of damage. There are reps on it, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know.
Ale patrz jak rozpadają DPS na 3 shipy.
No,
Onerosa kurwa zajmują, wiesz?
Ale ja mówię Gorgonin na 3.
A, no próbują, wiesz.
It's not impossible for Gorgon
Może się
O,
asystę
Nelson
zjebał.
zdarza.
but Trier definitely in a solid lead here.
Yeah, and with Phaeton 1 and that Ishtar going down here, it looks like pretty quickly he's going to drop. That
Raczej po zawodach już.
So that is just
No mówię, jak
big
tylko
chunk of
heretyki
damage
spadł, to już
for Gorgon
poza...
Empire. So at this point, Tri is really, I think, just cleaning up. They've got a substantial lead. They have 2 Rattlesnakes and 2 EOS on the field that are just going to pick apart the rest of these ships.
I mean, I feel like I must ask. That Domi is 20 points. You
Oneros
could
też pewnie
easily
kapla nie
ball-
ma.
If you want the extra newts and the highs of the Domi, you could easily bought another Geddon. It's got less of a drone bay, but you gain 3 points. You could have upgraded your Merlins into something else, you know? You could...
Nie no, panowie, nauczka na przyszłość, tak? Więcej Iwora i zawsze około 3000 depsa.
To się nagrywa, nie?
To nie jest
tak.
temat na
a different mix of your
To jest
smaller ships.
tajemnica.
Maybe you bring triple EOS.
Tak.
Wzajemne
Drop
fity
the S-Char,
możesz
drop
kurwa
the
tutaj
EOS,
na
drop
forum
the
puścić.
Right, and you can drop the S-Char, get another one. So
Ale
here
Mefistofele
goes
spadł, więc jestem happy.
we are going to see hopefully an expensive
On tam siedział zawsze z Murzynem tam
we will
w
get to see
rogu.
the kill mail if he does in fact die, and with 3.5 minutes and him almost in structure.
O kurwa,
Znowu
spadł.
M1.
So meanwhile we have the Merlin going to armor.
Micro jump drived. Way out of damage range, not
O,
out of the
włączył
arena.
tego.
Out of the
Brilliantly,
arena.
surprisingly. Just kind of
100
prolonging the
kilometers
inevitable
off.
here, but it looks like Gorgon aren't going down without fighting to the last man.
Yeah, he is at 104. Interestingly, he is still going away. He landed at 100. He's at 105 now. He needs to be careful. I mean, he's an awfully slow ship. He should be able to turn around, but he's not yet. Meanwhile, the Oneros now stripped of its shields. So,
Stripped of its cap as well. Newt's going on it. I can't tell quite what.
Jak przetrzyma ten Gedeon
Tak,
do końca
zabiją.
bitwy,
Zabiją.
Sorry, Neros is in a lot
No.
of trouble here.
Cień
I think
odtrzymał
he's not
trochę.
long for this world. There is not much that they're going to be able to do to save him at this point. It's a matter of his local tank if he's got one, and with that little bit of cap that he might be able to pull back, there's not going to be much to save him. I really wonder, is that getting
Raczej
going to be able
tak
to
mają
survive the
tego
match? Is it
zasięg.
really low structure? He's still
No.
taking damage from something. I'm going to look and see
No spada.
what has caught up to him. There are in fact some drones on him.
Ale ten
Looks like
domek
Valve
jest w
2
tym?
is
Neros
across
goes
the
W bastionie? Czy...
Flag Geddon shortly to follow.
Nie no,
Flag
tak,
managed
jebany
to
ma.
keep their flag snake alive. They
Ty,
closed
wow,
that
jak
for the rest
za każdym
of the
razem jak zerkam, to ma
which they
zero.
will be going through to. I'm not sure
Co pierdolę nie robię.
going against
A, on
Triumvirate.
chowa drony.
Geddon
Hey, wait a minute,
tankuje.
the drones have pulled away from the Armageddon.
What?
The drones have pulled away from the Armageddon? I can't
chęciami chyba.
He's like 1%
Patrz, jak
structure.
się
There he
trzyma.
goes.
Richard
1%
Shielda.
structure. It was like the drones turned around and ran. They thought he was dead, and he wasn't. Domi now into armor, and at this point, Triumvirate just mopping up
Yeah,
here.
I was
They
just
got
going to say, Triumph had a fantastic day. They beat Agony Empire, a fantastic tourney team.
yes.
They now beat the Gorgon Empire, a fantastic tourney team
Mamy
bolstered
szpiega?
by Darkside, one of the
And
best tourney teams we
we
saw
do
in
have-
last year's tournament.
Gdzie?
Co?
Merlin
Gdzie?
has
Może
Co jest?
pokazał zaraz tego Gedona.
Lightwaves Merlin has
No to
run
zaraz
out
wam
to their flagship
zalinkuję,
port, make sure
pomagam.
they get that loot. Always
A
use
czemu ten by
probably
nic
expensive,
nie
hopefully
robił?
expensive. Meanwhile, Domi's about to drop into structure.
Jak
He's
to
gonna
nic nie
go
robi,
down.
dobrze spada.
So the Triumvirate flagship lives to see to fight another day.
No, ma wyjebane.
Merlin, did you say it was going out to collect the loot? Because the Domi and the Merlin is good as an
Lightwave.
active spite. If he loots the wrecks, try and kill that Merlin to try and force the non-drop. But the Domi goes down, another Merlin goes down. Looks like the last of the Gorgon Empire ships are going to drop in what was a fantastic match.
No, that was Lightwaves Merlin. Let's see if he survives.
No,
I have a
dobry
feeling
był
we're gonna
mecz.
see him do a Benny Hill around the arena now that he's got the loot secured, hopefully.
Nie, to
I only
kurwa
have
my.
my trombone with me.
W pewnym momencie byli bardzo
We
wyrównani.
do have the other
powiedzmy.
Merlin caught, neutered, probably going down. So
Niestety
Jeszcze raz
tak.
powiedz?
gonna have
W
probably a good
pewnym
30
momencie
seconds
było
to focus
porówno,
all
ale
their
jak te
attention on this
heretyki
Merlin. He's
kurwa
gonna have
zdechły,
quite
tak
a
jak
job to
mówisz.
salvage that loot. He is running around at almost 3 clicks a second, so he may be able to outrun things, but we shall see. There is a Merlin of Annie Gardel on the Triumvirate team. Perhaps he can run him
U nas
down,
też było
grab
równo,
him, and,
zanim
get
zaczęło
the kill.
odliczanie.
Never mind.
Well, that's
Wow.
the end of the match. We will be now going into winners bracket matches, so we'll send it back to the guys on the analysis desk.
A potem nagle, ojej.